Hey, Roger Thunder here. Wow, I was looking at some of my past videos, like let's say 4 or 5 years ago, and I was realizing the extremes as to where this place has gone, where this country's gone, where this world's gone. 4 years ago on YouTube, I could talk about anything. I could talk about Black Lives Matter, Trump, political situations. Man, I can even go back farther and talking about Jade Helm and situations that basically I could talk about anything that I wanted to talk about. Back 4 years ago, even maybe 3 years ago. But since then, radical shit has happened. Radical, radical things have taken place. Probably beginning with, actually, it really started maybe at the beginning of Trump's um, presidency. And I could see from my past videos all the stuff as it slowly built up and accumulated, things that were starting to happen back then, like the BLM movement and the Arab Spring and the revolution, the different revolutions, and with the social justice warriors, and way even before the cancel culture and the woke movement and all this bullshit started coming in. I started looking at all the stuff, how it has progressed until today. Okay, and you could say progressed, but as actually it has deteriorated. Unbelievable, unbelievable. When you get caught up in life and you get caught up, but now it's like you go on YouTube, or you try to make a video on YouTube, and I didn't realize to the extent that you try to silence yourself in order to avoid being censored, in order to get your message out, but and not be censored. Okay, it's unbelievable, people, where this has gone to and where this has deteriorated to. And I said to myself, man, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to sit around and be fearful of the things I say, or the things that I want to broadcast, or the things that I want to videotape. Why? What's the purpose if I got to sit around thinking about every freaking word I say? And you see other people too, and instead of saying Trump, they say the T-man, and instead of saying COVID or masks or anything like that that they think could cause them to be flagged, or myself included in that. It's like, really? Really, people? What the fuck has happened here? What the fuck? I mean, about a year ago, this really got intense. Now, see, again, this all started with the Trump thing, with the Trump coming into office, and the onslaught of just incredible censorship, and uh, Trump's presidency being attacked, and talking about fake news and this and that, and how the fake news thing originated with them trying to call the alternative media fake news, and then Trump coming out and saying, turning it around on them, and saying, calling the mainstream media fake news, which it is. It's The situation has become totally dire. I mean, even when you look at the Trump presidency, even then I question, well, whose side is he on? What is he really accomplishing? He said he was going to come in and do all this stuff, and then all of a sudden, all kinds of different things happen, and there's a lot of people today that think that Trump is going to cause some kind of big change, even though he's out of office. They think that he's working behind the scenes. I mean, he couldn't even work within the scenes. Now, am I saying that Trump's a bad guy? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that anybody that comes into office in America immediately probably got a phone call or probably got put on notice that, hey, you better not do this and you better not do that. And I really wonder if Trump is as smart as people say. I mean, they say that he can play 4D chess and he's playing 5D chess. And then also you have the other Q movement that came in concurrent with the attacks on Trump. I remember it all. I remember how it all began. I remember the whole scenario. And that's another thing that people can't say, or supposedly they think they can't say. They can't talk about the Q movement. They can't talk about Trump. They can't say anything about the patriots. They can't do any of that stuff on YouTube. Well, not just YouTube. How about Twitter and Google and all these other platforms? And then, you got, then finally it came to the point where even Trump got censored on Twitter. So, and anything that has to do with what does this all tell you, people? What does this all tell you? It tells you that we're in a deeply communistic, I'd say a combination of, well, see, fascism more or less centers around one guy being in control, but communism is a whole different story. Basically, whatever ism this is that it's a form of tyranny. We're in a form of tyranny big time now, big time. And I have said so many times in my past videos, and yes, I'm coming from a lower third dimensional level today. I've been known to do that. I've been known to come right in from a low level. This is the third dimension. We have to deal with whatever the fuck is being dished out to us on this level. And you got all these people hoping and hoping. I call it hopium. A lot of people call it hopium. Hoping that something's going to happen here. Oh, the military's going to come in. They're in control. Oh, and another thing too is that when I was doing these older videos, at some point in my mind, I was thinking, when are they going to pull the virus card? Okay, we'll call it the virus card, because back then you had threats of Ebola coming into the country and this and that, and I'm thinking, man, what are they going to do? Way back then, I was thinking, I've always been ahead of the game. I've always foreseen what was coming before it even came. I saw this all coming. I mean, I've been doing videos for 10 years against the deep state, against the government, trying to wake people up to what's happening. Why? Because I came from an era when I saw it firsthand. I came from the 60s and 70s. History repeats itself. Only this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. It's gotten to the point now where it's a complete cosmic joke. This whole Biden thing and the election, and that's another thing. You can't say that the election got stolen. You can't say, well, I'm saying it. I'm saying it right now. That's not the only thing that's been stolen, though. I mean, that's just that's just a milepost in all the stuff that I've talked about from day one, going way back to Jade Helm, going way back to them always trying to seize our guns, them always trying to, whether it had to do with marijuana or guns or any kind of freedom, okay, that we've ever had. I've saw it a long time ago. Now, I don't know if this video is going to survive on YouTube, so I'll probably have to put it on another channel. But see, here's another thing. Here's another thing. Why the fuck is YouTube the only source or the only channel that you can upload on and not have a problem? Or, you know, and then when you start viewing a video on it, not have a problem with buffering. Everything is as smooth as a baby's ass, but you go to these other things like Chute and Rumble and Odyssey and all these other platforms, and you're like, what the fuck? I've tried to upload something and it doesn't upload, and you try different file formats like MP4 or whatever. Try to convert it over just so it'll upload quicker, and you have problems. And then once you do get it uploaded, after many, many tries and many much frustration trying to upload shit, what happens then? Well, then it gets up and the goddamn thing buffers. It won't play. And I said to my significant other the other day, what the fuck is going? Isn't this all the same technology? I mean, if is YouTube the only one that has technology that can cause things to go smoothly with videos and not buffer and upload just fine and all this stuff? Why does YouTube have a market on? You know they don't. They don't have a market on technology. What's wrong with these other platforms? What's wrong with these other platforms like not YouTube, but BitChute and Odyssey and Brighton and all these other supposedly, yeah, we're the replacement for YouTube. You got to ask yourself, why are they having so many fucking problems with videos? Why is YouTube the only one that doesn't have problems with videos? And then you also have to ask yourself, well, when these other platforms come up like BitChute and Brighton and all these others, is it so sophisticated? Is the technology so sophisticated and in the hands of the cabal or the deep state, which also I've been talking about for years and years and years? Are they attacking these other platforms? Are they going in there and messing up these other platforms from playing, from playing smoothly and not buffering? And if that's the case, which it could very well be, then this is a form of massive technological interference in the internet. So you got to wonder, is the whole, and I said this in a video when all this massive censorship started. I said, before it didn't seem so bad. They just censored certain things. But then it got to the point where like every goddamn thing you said was censored. And it's like, what did they, I said at the time, did they install algorithms on the whole freaking internet? Did they take over the whole internet? Has the whole internet been taken over? I mean, it's really frustrating. And you try to get truth out, you try to do commentary on, say, political events, all the shit that's happening now, and oh my God, it's really, I mean, when I started making videos, I was goddamn near a prophet. I saw shit coming a long time ago. And I tried to warn people. I tried to tell them, hey, you know what? This is happening and that's happening and this is going to happen and this is how this is going to play out. And I told people, you got to rise up now. You got to do something about it now before it's too late. Well, is it too late already? I mean, it must be. I've even said that in the past. It's like, well, it's probably too late now. It's probably. And see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. All these people are like, there's a lot of people out there, and I'm going to direct this to them. There's a lot of people out there that are broadcasting stuff, giving people false hope, in my opinion. They're giving people false hope, saying that somehow Trump is in the wings and that he's working with the military, and the military is going to come in and save the day. Really, people? I can't tell you how many videos I have done against what I call order followers, and that would include the police, the military, anybody that's in a uniform that takes orders or that has to take orders. They take orders from on high. They take orders from the cabal. They take orders from the elite. They take orders from those dark forces, and some of them are alien. Yes, they are. Although there's another side that isn't, so that's where the battle's going on. But for people to say that the military's in control, God help us all if they are. What nation or country have you ever known that when the military's in control, it isn't total tyranny? Or if the military does a coup, a soft coup or a hard coup or whatever kind of coup, that shit doesn't go south with that. It's always gone south. Look at all the other nations that ever had the military involved, or the military supporting a certain person and that person turned out to be a horrible dictator. Now, am I saying that Trump's a horrible dictator or that he was, or well, you got to still try to figure out why the fuck they attacked him so hard and why he was basically forced out of office. You got to try to figure that one out. And there's all kinds of scenarios with that. Well, was he part of the plan? And I don't mean the plan to free people. I mean the plan to deceive people into thinking that everything's okay now because we got somebody in that's going to make America great again and all that bullshit, and that everything's going to be fine now and we're going to have good relations with Putin. Remember he said that too? And then what happened when he got in? Everybody was scratching their head going, wait a minute, this isn't what he said he was going to do. Has he done good things? Well, then you got the child trafficking. There's another thing you can't mention anymore. Well, tough shit, I'm mentioning it. Well, then supposedly he did a war on child trafficking. And is all this stuff just a big fucking distraction? Is it a big distraction to keep people's minds going, oh, well, you got the bad side and you got the good side, and the good side's trying to save children, and the good side's trying to give us back our rights, our firearms rights and Second Amendment rights and all that stuff. None of this stuff has ever played out like what was proclaimed, okay? So you got to wonder, Are all these people on the same side? Are all these people, and I said this a long fucking time ago, are all these people on the same side? One hand washes the other, you do this, we'll do that. Why are they all on the same side? You know, there is no America anymore. I'm just going to tell it like it is. There is no America. Probably hasn't been for quite some time. The Union, the United States, the Union, really? The United States, really? There's no states that are united now. They're all divided. You got red states and blue states and states that go along with the phony pandemic mask bullshit and the others that don't, and the others that are trying to fight it. And so there is no union. It's all divided now. And I said this a long time ago. I even did a video on Civil War. I even did a video on how they were promoting civil war, this deep state, this cabal, whatever the fuck you want to call them. There's more to it than meets the eye. This goes, like I said before, this goes way back in history. This goes way back to factions, aliens, people from other star systems. I mean, you can't even comprehend what the fuck's going on. Believe me, if you think you know what's going on, you don't. I'm just putting it out there today. People putting faith, see, that's another thing I always preached against too, you know. I always beat my drum in like politics and religion. I don't care, any political figure, any governmental figure, any police force, any military is part of the problem. They're not part of the solution. They're not part of the solution. They've always been a problem. It's always been a lie. You go back in history and you see how much of a fucking lie it has all been. Even to the point of religion, the history of the world, the history of politics, the history of the media, propaganda, brainwashing. Man, I was on this shit 10 years ago. It's it's horrendous. It's horrendous. And now you're into the age of CGI, and you're into the age of being deceived right before your very eyes. They create hallucinations. They create cartoon figures like the latest Biden. And oh, I mean, you couldn't make this shit up. You couldn't make this shit up. I mean, this is so far advanced technologically as far as deception goes. It's all propagated by CGI, the mainstream media, advanced technology, Star Wars shit. And you just hear so much shit every fucking day. Here's another thing I said too that you had to be aware of. And I said this in the past, man, I was reviewing some of my videos. I was an outspoken motherfucker. I really tapered off. And yes, I do come from very high spiritual viewpoints sometimes, because you have to jump into that, because really that's the only answer. But right now I'm on the third dimensional low level shit. And I'm telling you right now, on this level, on this low level, there is no free country. There is no freedom. There is no, it's all gotten really weird, okay? It's gotten surreal. I mean, they made it surreal with, and it's just taken a huge leap forward with all this pandemic crap and people wearing masks and vaccines. And It's the zombie apocalypse. Hey, did I do a video on that too? Probably 3, 4, 5 years ago. The zombie apocalypse. Well, it's happening right before your eyes. People that don't wear masks are normal, and people that wear masks are zombies. That's what it amounts to. But they're trying to turn it around the other way and make it look like the ones that wear masks are normal and the ones that are free from their brainwashing techniques are abnormal. They got it turned all around, just like they turned around history and made certain gods look good and created devils and demons. And that's another thing too. I can't believe how many people are out there saying over and over, it's the Luciferians, it's the Satanists, it's the dark demons have control, they're possessing people, they're this, they're that. That's all buys right into the apocalyptic, Bible thumping bullshit. That's, like I said before, religion and politics and government and police state. They're all one, people. You need to recognize that they're all one. All for one and one for all. And what is their agenda? Enslavement of mankind, which goes way back to the Sumerian culture in the Anunnaki and the what some call the fallen angels, but they're not. They're beings just like you and I, only they're far advanced, okay? What the hell happened here? What the hell happened? Mankind has been sleeping so long and has been put to sleep by the mainstream media. Mainstream media. Wow. Man, have I been talking about that a while? How about 10 years? 10 years I've been talking about how everything is controlled. See, I'm a student of the art of war. I'm a martial artist. I'm not a dumb shit. I've been around a while. I've got a lot of wisdom. And my channel really never grew to thousands and thousands of people. And why was that? Well, because YouTube, even a long time ago, probably viewed me as a threat. Didn't allow subscriptions and all that stuff because I did all the same stuff other people did. Put in the tags and the meta tags and put in the, put my videos out on social media and all this stuff. Never did I get thousands and thousands of views like some of these idiots that are out there babbling on and on and on about how this is going to save us and how that's going to save us and how people, politicians, and man, did they get caught up in a bunch of bullshit. All this stuff that's out there is a crock of shit. All this stuff, like, and here's another thing I said, man, I hate to keep saying this, but I talked about a long time ago when they were calling the alternative media fake news. At the same time, these very same people insidiously were planting people out there that looked like alternative news but wasn't. They were planting people out there because they saw the writing on the wall. They were planting people out there into the YouTube community that supposedly were truthers and that supposedly were alternative viewpoints towards the mainstream media. They made it look like they were truthers, but they really weren't, because they were offering people avenues of hope. Okay. that didn't really exist. And they're still doing that to this day. That's why you have to be so careful about what you watch and what you put into your mind. I'm really venting today because, I don't know if even if I do put this out on YouTube, is it gonna be up for 2 minutes or 2 days and then if I try to put it up on Chute or one of the others, there's always a fucking problem. It's gotten to the point pretty much where it's fucking hopeless. It's hopeless. So I'm not going to offer people hopium. The only way out of this is within, like I said before, you being secure within yourself. But basically, we're living in a fucking shitstorm. That's just the truth of it. Oh, we're gonna overcome the white hats. The good guys are gonna overcome the black hats, the bad guys. Never mind that this horrendous black hat, supposedly black hats, cabal, dark entities, whatever you want to call them. Never mind that they have been entrenched in the system for thousands of years, thousands, going way back to ancient cultures. Never mind, we're just going to overthrow them right away here any minute. The military is going to come in and rescue us all. Really? Really? What kind of Kool-Aid have you been drinking? It's all going to get all better all of a sudden. The world's going to flip and it's going to turn into all kinds of goodness for mankind. Well, if the world flips, it isn't going to be from anything that these people are talking about. Not at all. It's going to be on a cosmic level. It's going to be on a very high level that it's going to flip. If it flips, it'll probably flip from an incoming coronal magnetic ejection or something from the sun or magnetic pole shift. So don't look to others, mankind. Don't look around you and look at former political figures or like Trump or future political figures or some political party or it's all a crock of shit. You need to know this. This needs to be out there because people are going, oh, it's going to be any day now. And they tout the Constitution and they say that's the flagship for everything going to be free, and that the people take oaths, military and certain political figures, they take oaths to the Constitution. I'm going to laugh at that one. They take oaths, they lie. Everybody that is, any cop, any government official, any politician isn't about upholding the Constitution, okay? Got news for you. Don't hold your breath. I'm a real warrior. I don't buy into Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, And I don't sugarcoat shit either, like Willy Wonka. I don't sugarcoat it. I'm here to tell you, you better fucking wake up, okay, and smell the coffee and realize that you're under complete tyranny, complete control, complete slavery, have been for quite some time. So don't go looking around to military organizations and any of that kind of shit to get saved. Don't look for a savior either. The Bible's all a big lie also. Oh, I know that's going to shock some people. That's going to destroy their whole belief systems. Is that, oh my God, he's saying that there's no God or nobody's going to come to poor little people. Wake up. Quit blaming other things. Quit blaming other people. It's your own fault for letting this get out of control. You have a free mind. You have a free will. You make choices or you don't make choices, like I said in my last video. You have the ability to have motivation. If you really want to know the truth of the matter, coming from a third dimensional point of view and coming from this point of view about the Constitution and freedom and all this stuff, the real answer to this situation, and it has always been when any civilization or nation or country gets into subjection under tyranny, the only answer is the people. You the people. Don't pass the buck to some fucking savior or like a man type savior or any savior for that matter. Nobody's going to save your ass. You got to save your own ass. You need to pick up your precious firearm in the Second Amendment and kick ass and take names. You need to get to the root of the problem. And the best way to do that, and I've had discussions about this, the best way to do that is to attack the real root of the problem. And the real root of the problem is the media. It is the media. The media. The medium is the message. Who said that? Some famous guy, slips my mind right now. Marshall McLuhan, that's who it was. Marshall McLuhan. The medium is the message. And what is the message? The message is a lie. That's what it is. And the mainstream media is the problem. Lie after lie after lie, controlled by the dark forces, controlled by those who want to enslave mankind. They feed him this pablum, this bullshit, day after day after day after day, and people sit before the boob tube, and they sit before the boob tube. So how do you control the masses? By the medium is the message, the mainstream media. How do you control people? By what you put into their heads, by what you control their very thoughts through fear, anxiety. Look at the mainstream media. What's it all about? You tell me what the mainstream media is all about. It's about fear, anxiety, COVID. Oh, you're going to get this. You're going to die. The war's coming. This is coming. Blah, 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 blah. We're authorities. The talking heads. The talking heads. How do you get rid of these fuckers? You go in and you take over the stations. Take over the broadcast stations. You go in there and you take it down. And you put your own people in. War after war after war after war. That's how it's done. You go in, you take over the mainstream media, and you put your own truthful people in there. That would solve everything. Think about it. Think about it. And all these people are going, oh, the military has to come in and they have to do this. And but before they can do that, they have to get all these supposedly trafficked kids out of these tunnels that are all over the earth. There's tunnels all over the earth with trafficked kids in them. Now, am I saying that there's no trafficked kids or there's no human trafficking? No, that's not what I'm saying. But be careful what you believe in. Well, there's so many excuses out there. It's pathetic. Well, until they get all the kids out of the dumbs, and until this happens and that happens, well, then we can't do anything. And here's another excuse. Oh, it's some of this information about what's really going on in society is just too much for the American people or civilized people to handle. We have to be very careful about what we do. And then here's another excuse. Oh, but in order for the financial system to take effect here, we have to be very careful. We have to inform people. We have to come on. Come on. People are ready for a shock. If they're not ready, it's time they got ready. It's time that they had the shit shocked out of them. Anger's good sometimes. Am I angry today? Well, yeah, I'm venting. And I realize it for what it is. One of the holiest men in the world says, get into your anger. Get into it so deep that you transcend it. Get it out of your system. Live anger like there is no other emotion. And then all of a sudden anger flips and it becomes compassion. There's a lot of truth in that. Because if you suppress your anger, if you suppress anything that is going to motivate you, then it's a very bad thing. And that's what's happened to people. They've let other people suppress their emotions, what they're really feeling, what they really want to feel. Deep down inside, they're really angry, these people that are out there now in the populace, being forced to wear masks, being forced to, through guilt and fear, to wear masks and to line up for vaccinations. How about you just bend over too and let them do whatever they want that way? How about you do that too? It's amazing, isn't it? It's weird is what it is. I might call this video weird. I don't know what I'm going to call it. I don't even know. I might just be venting in front of the camera right now just for myself. But it's gotten to the point, people, where if on this third dimensional level, if you tout the Constitution, see, that's another thing. All these people, I'm not going to mention any names. Okay, I think you know who I'm talking about. When you see people out there saying the Constitution says, but we have to do it peacefully. There can't be any violence. There can't be any uprising. Well, where does it say that in the Constitution? They tout the Constitution and their freedoms and all this, but the Constitution says you got to fight for your freedoms. Says you have to use violence. Says you have to overthrow tyranny with guns, any kind of weapon, fighting, not getting on your knees. Oh, well, we can't do that. Why can't we do that? Well, because they've already labeled that the Patriots are a gang and stuff like that. And so if we go do that, man, we're just fulfilling their... Really, people? That's all deep psychological, covert warfare, right out of the book of the Unconventional Warfare Manual. Read it. Read it and weep, because that's exactly what's happening right now. They're using the same old play, divide and conquer, fear, guilt. Don't make a move because we don't want to be thought of. The patriot movement doesn't want to be thought of as a gang. Well, why would you think that unless they planted that in your head with this whole phony Capitol thing and the gangs attack and they invaded the White House and they did this and which they really didn't do. It's all a planned scenario. Just like Trump might have been a planned scenario to subdue patriots, to think that, oh, well, Hillary didn't get in, so we're covered now. We're covered now. We don't have to do anything. Or how about after that, when they labeled patriots, and see, I don't consider myself a patriot. I consider myself a awake person. I just look at the shit. What I am is a freedom fighter. Okay, I am for freedom. I am for natural law. I'm for the natural law, which says every man has a right to certain things, and nobody has a right to impinge upon those things. Nobody has a right to hurt another being, or you don't hurt another being and they don't hurt you, except in instances where somebody's trying to hurt you. Then you have a right to defend yourself. You have a right to hurt somebody if they're breaking in your door and wanting to harm your family or do harmful things to your family or yourself. You have a right by natural law. It doesn't have anything to do with patriotism. You have a right to defending yourself, your family, you and your own loved ones. That's a natural law right, okay? By whatever you want to call it, God, the source, just the fact that you're living on the planet and you're a being. It's called personal space. So what have they done? They have broken down your door. They are on the threshold. They're in your house. They're in your house of freedom. They're in your space. They're trying to control you. They're trying to stick shit in your arms. They're trying to stifle your breathing apparatus. They're actually muzzling you, just like a dog has a muzzle on. Wake up. Wake the fuck up. You got people attacking other people. They're creating a civil war. They're creating a mental war. They're creating a psychological war. The people with masks against the zombies against the non-zombies. Boy, really, I mean, people, you're fucking stupid. You're stupid. You're idiots to have let them go to this extreme to where they even tell you you got to put shit on your face and not breathe anymore. I mean, how dumb fuck can you get to not even question that? Or to not question if they want to do mass vaccinations and stick needles in your arm and make you have a vaccination passport and you can't go and do this and travel and can't this law and that law and these pigeon-brained fucking governors. And then when a state lifts the sanctions, not the sanctions, lifts the mandates, which aren't law, by the way, They've tricked people so many ways. When they lift the mandates, what happens? People still want to wear their fucking mask. People still, businesses and all kinds of stuff. In Texas, they lifted it. In several, Florida. But in Texas, they recently lifted it. And the people there still, you go into a business and you don't wear a mask and you're like, wait a minute, I thought they lifted it. Well, we haven't lifted it. That just shows you the psychological damage. The psychological damage inflicted on people. That's a good case in point right there. It's called Stockholm Syndrome. Doing what your captors, looking at your captors like they're God or like they're in your best interest. Just like when Patty Hearst got kidnapped by the SLA and she ended up robbing banks with them. It's all psychological. It's all deep psychological shit. And I'm talking in a tone of voice, and an angry tone of voice, and in a pointed tone of voice, so as to shock you into waking up and doing something about it. Take back your power. All these big macho Second Amendment people and pro-militia people, really? What the fuck are you doing? Sitting on your ass? It's pathetic. I've been around a while. See this gray in my beard? Some people would call me a graybeard. Some people would call me an elder. Some people would call me, hey, that guy's been around a while. He at least should know something. That's the problem with the younger generation, too. They don't listen to their elders. They don't listen to the people that have gone before them and been through this already. You think I don't know about the police state? Back in the 60s, 70s, I was arrested 23 plus times for civil rights demonstrations and standing up for my rights and not going to war and shit like that. We all did. There's a bunch of us. Yeah, we're still around. We're still around. I'll tell you what, you got a bunch of lily-livered pussies running around now. Got a bunch of people that can't think for themselves, can't make choices for themselves, can't watch out for their family, can't watch out for their own best interests. This shit needs to be said, and I'm saying it. And I can just as easily jump right off this bandwagon, this angry band. I can get real calm. See, I just do stuff because I want to, and I want to put out a message, and I want people to wake up. Because then if they wake up, they'll go to another extreme of like, well, since this has happened to me, and since this has all been a lie, see, I'm going to jump into fourth dimensional consciousness or fifth dimensional consciousness right now, instantly. Because if people wake up, they'll all go, well, if this has all been a lie, and everything's been a lie, then this is all an illusion. This is all an illusion. So now it's time for me to pursue spiritual matters. And it's way overdue that people, because if they did, see, I ascend and descend. I can jump up 3 notches. I can jump up. I can be real calm. I can be centered. I'm always centered. But I can go anywhere I want. I can go up to my third eye. I can go up to my chakra, crown chakra. I can go on a very high spiritual level. I can ascend and descend. Most people don't even know how to wake up. They don't realize that ascension is a form of waking up. It's a form of waking up. Higher consciousness allows you to see the big picture. So wake up, people. Please. I don't know if this will get out there. I'll probably put it up on BitChute, or I might put it up on, but they're going to strike me. They'll, probably they won't take my channel down. I don't think I've had a strike within the past 90 days, so maybe I'll take a chance and put this up there. And if they do strike me, well, then I'll be off for a week. The only reason I didn't want to get my channel taken down is because I have over 500 videos of all kinds of things, about all kinds of topics and subjects. Free speech, supposedly, about the Hopi people, about Native American people, which I have that blood in me, about meditation. I mean, I run the gamut. Do I have thousands of viewers? No, I don't. I should have. But no, people would rather go to these Hopium channels and go to these people that go blah-bitty, blah, 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 on and on and on about how this man's going to save them and how this political system and how, this is going to happen and that's going to happen. Just hang in there. It's just going to be a little while longer. Really? You know how long I've been doing videos and saying things like, well, if you don't wake up, it isn't going to happen. Long, long time. And look at the percentage of people out there that are just zombies now, that you would assumed would have woken up. And I don't mean the woke movement or the bullshit cancel culture that's really just trying to erase the history of mankind so that you don't learn from your history. You don't learn from your mistakes. Oh, this is a form of communism now. It's definitely a form of communism. They want to erase your complete history for the kids and everybody coming up. World War II and I mean, they even want to take out classic books like Dr. Seuss. Really, that's a big threat, isn't it? Every white man is a racist, and if you're not black or whatever, if you're not in the Black Lives Matter movement, or if you're, oh my God, people that have been raised that are white, and I'm not totally white. Does it look like I'm white? This is white right here. We're all from the black race, truth be known, goes way back to the, I'll say dark race. How's that? A darker race goes way pre-Egyptian, way back in the original seeding of the planet. Man is not white, okay? They just twist the racist thing, and they twist the another thing they twisted was the Confederate thing and the Confederate flag and Jeff Davis, and oh man, I mean, twisting about why the South seceded. Oh man, everything is bad. We know what's best for you. You better pay attention to us, and if you don't, Well, we're going to come down on you like a ton of bricks. It's probably too late already. It's, I don't know. I don't know what could possibly wake up mankind except some kind of outside force that is going to just smash everybody's false belief systems. Like say an alien presence comes down and goes, yeah, we've been here all along. We're not only here, we're completely in your society too. And people would start thinking, oh, wait a minute, that can't be. There's a God. This can't be happening. That's what we need. That's what we need. Or maybe the Mother Earth herself will do a magnetic flip-flop, which it's already happening. There's already a magnetic pole shift going on. If that happens, it's not if, it's like when it happens. Or when the CMEs put all the lights out, some Carrington type event, the Carrington event being a 1989 event that burned up all the telegraph wires because the sun spit out a giant CME and just fried everything. What do you think it's going to do to the grids when that happens next? The satellites, all the computers, everything that is hooked to things that are just going to burn up and you're going to be back to square one. I don't care if that happens. More power to it. Bring it on. Anything's got to be better than living in under slavery and tyranny. Okay? And that's what we're living under, people. Welcome to the New World Order. Not. Okay, well, I really got a lot off my chest today, and this is probably a pretty long video, but hey, what the fuck? Sacred and profane, that's thunder. Sometimes I get sacred, sometimes I get profane, but it's all the same thing. There is no difference between the two. It's two sides of the same coin, good and evil, bad and good, light and dark. Someday people are going to realize that they have to transcend the duality, like the yin-yang sign, the duality. Someday you're going to transcend that and realize what a bunch of bullshit this all is. Much ado about nothing, actually. But hey, I can have fun and I can go out there and I can be a true revolutionary in consciousness and in fact. All right, thanks for listening, people. See you later. Adios. See you whenever.